Hey cats, it's your midsole man Eddbud here. It's time for a more in-depth review on a new shoe from Puma, the FAST-R NITRO ELITE 3. It's really elevated Puma into the upper echelons of shoe slipper territory. How does it shape up against some of the recent contenders, the likes of the Asics Metaspeed Sky Paris, the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 4, and the one that no one seems to love, the VAPORFLY 4? Well, let's find out. Thanks for joining me on the channel, people. It is always appreciated. You know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like. Also drop us a comment as well to help with that YouTube algorithm. Dankeschön. Stats first. You know you like the stats. Perhaps a little bit more than you should. Don't worry though, nobody is judging you here. It's okay, you're in good company. First thing that stands out here is the weight. All of these are below 231 grams. For my UK 11 or US 12. As you can see here, my size, the max stack, is often about 43mm, so about 3mm over the sample size consistently. Widths are very similar here, with the Adios Pro 4 being one of the widest of the bunch, both in the forefoot and in the heel. The Puma shoe though, easily the most expensive one of the lot, and with the highest drop as well. It does make you wonder if they will perhaps increase the forefoot stack in any future versions of the shoe, kind of bringing it in line with some of these other contenders. It will just mimic the lower drop that we find that's very, very popular now, I guess, in the Asics and Adidas models. All the foams here are very, very soft, either PBA or TPU based stuff, which I find to be a little bit more durable. The two does seem to hold on to the magic a little bit longer than the PBA based ones. Those start out great but diminish very quickly. So the FAST-R 3 up against the VAPORFLY 4 this time. I can't say that the Nike shoe to me feels any better than this one. Any aspect really. The VAPORFLY 4 might be a little bit cheaper over the Puma this time round, but from everything from propulsion to durability, the grip and the upper fit, I think the Puma smashes it out the park. The VAPORFLY 4 in terms of the upper is very comfortable, it has to be said. Super light, but up against the very lively FAST-R 3, which has got a little bit more stack, and it feels softer as well underfoot. Just a bit more forgiving, I suppose. I think that extended surface area as well, due to that plate, really does help this shoe just to get a bit of a boost, I suppose, over the VAPORFLY 4. I do like the lacing options as well with the FAST-R 3. You've got those sort of traditional laces with a little bit of stretch, or you can opt for the serrated ones, which I have, that really let you tailor the fit. Great lock around the foot, and it's really quite glove-like. I think the best bit actually of the VAPORFLY 4 is the upper. Really does work. It's not too generous. The lacing's pretty good, but the foam for me, it just isn't as engaging as in the Puma shoe this time round. The plate just isn't as present in the VAPORFLY 4 this time. I know Andy, the FOD runner, has found pretty much the same thing with this shoe. It's like okay, but it just doesn't really stand out that much. So VAPORFLY 4 is a bit of a tough sell right now. I don't see too many people gushing over this one. Easy winner in this round for the FAST-R 3. What we got next? This time up against the Adios Pro 4 from Adidas. Picked these up early in the year and very quickly got to 100 miles in them, enjoying pretty much all the miles in fact. The Adios Pro 4 does have a little bit more stack up front in the forefoot over the Puma, though due to the very soft nature of the foam here and the fact that it uses those energy rods rather than a carbon plate, I can't really say it's the most stable of all options today. This one just feels a little bit more controlled to me. I did though find the Adios Pro 4 to be a very fast and fun shoe to run in. Felt great up to about 100 miles, though it did seem to dip in terms of the energy return somewhat then. Didn't have quite the same pop. I have to say, in my testing of the FAST-R NITRO ELITE 2 and the 3 so far, that foam just does seem to last a little bit longer than the Lightstrike Pro formula we got here. It seems to hold on to that quick compressive return that we get for miles and miles, and has similar levels of durability in terms of the fact it just doesn't tear. Outsole wise, the Puma grip formula that we've got here is very, very durable, excellent traction. Same with the light traction and continental combo that we've got in the Adios Pro 4. Both are top for traction on road and pavement, and that is the main use case here. Road racers, out and out, I don't see anybody going on the trails in these. Big thing over here in the UK, I guess, is the price difference. 220 quid for the Adios Pro 4, and it's about 265, I think, for the Fast-R 3. A touch more 4-foot stack here, though it is, you know, close to an ounce heavier than the Puma shoe. I think if you've got to have one pair and one pair only, then the cheaper Adios Pro 4 certainly does a lot for you. It's a brilliant shoe and works pretty much over any of the common race distances, though might be a little bit soft for some of you out there. The Puma, though, in my testing does seem to make me very, very efficient at that marathon or half marathon pace. I think you need to spend a little bit of time to get to know the shoe to get the best out of it, though. And I think if you're looking at that efficiency boost over the marathon distance, certainly, then it might well be worth the extra cash. So you can probably find some ways there to help justify the extra cost, but I think the slightly cheaper Adios Pro 4, well, it's certainly selling well at the moment. They've released many colorways and lots of them are sold out. Only 6 grams heavier than the Puma shoe is the Metaspeed Sky Paris. A little bit more 4-foot stack again in this one over the Puma, and a little bit cheaper too. This one retails here in the UK for about 220 notes, and it features that flatter plate that just does seem to work for me, it has to be said. Bit of a springboard and almost feels like you're cheating at times. As I said earlier, it does feel like you need to spend a little bit more time to get the best out of the Puma shoe. Really does help you push off though. You can help to up the pace with that extended plate. Maybe it's extending your foot just a little bit. That could translate into slightly higher efficiency, though I think the main saving is down to that TPU foam and the very lightweight upper. The Asics shoe was another one that was fab out the box, but sadly does diminish quite quickly. It was really explosive and very bouncy, though it did dull over time, but that's PUMA foam for you. Though I did love the Asics shoe, I think some people do struggle a little bit with the very narrow nature of the heel. Puma do seem to have remedied that in the Fast-R 3 over the slightly narrow V2, and I think a few people that are sort of more cadence-based runners did struggle to get the best out of the Metaspeed Sky Paris. Again here, I think it's a little bit down to price. I mean, if you're able to gamble on the extra cost without too much of a worry, then great. But again, if I'm thinking marathon pace, the Fast-R 3 does seem to be a better option over the Metaspeed Sky Paris, for me at least. Certainly easier to sustain those marathon pace miles longer in this shoe than in the Asics. This always felt like a slightly more aggressive shoe to me. Got a 10k and half marathon PB in this one. Perhaps the level of grip is slightly improved over the Metaspeed Sky Paris. There's a little bit more rubber here, a bit more surface area. Fond memory certainly of me using this shoe for races in 2024, and I feel it is perhaps a little bit more versatile than the Puma shoe in this instance. So perhaps your shorter distances in the Metaspeed Sky Paris and the squash, compression and forgiving nature of the Fast-R 3 could be better in the long haul. That's my comparisons for today, guys, up against those top contenders right now. Have you picked up the Fast-R 3 from Puma? What do you make of it? It's a shoe I've really enjoyed running in, and I'm very keen to race in this one with some events coming up soon. I'll be over at the Martok 10k in June, and I'll also use this one towards the end of June at the Heron Half Marathon over in Yeovilton, quite close by to my hometown. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one down in the comments. Quick musical interlude for you. Going back to 2009 with an album from Richard Hawley. This one's called True Love's Gutter. Now, I've been doing a lot of early morning running again recently. It's great to get up and get out there. Beautiful bright mornings, nice weather too. Not too hot as well early on. One of the tracks called As the Dawn Breaks is a fantastic tune to put on the earphones when you get out there early days. Really atmospheric track. It almost sounds like something that Scott Walker perhaps would have produced back in the late 60s. Such atmosphere and beautiful production here. You can hear Hawley's voice really coming through. Lovely tone. He Does sound like he's from Sheffield, and I really love that. He never tries to change his voice, he just sounds like where he's from, and that's kind of why he's so cool. Kind of wish Richard Hawley would do a rockabilly album as well, just do some covers. He clearly likes playing all that old rock and roll stuff, and I'd love to hear him do some more of it. Anyway, go check this one out, True Love's Gutter by Richard Hawley, or basically anything from Richard Hawley. The guy's an absolute legend. Thanks for tuning in, people. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like. Also drop us a comment to help with that YouTube algorithm. My name's Eddbud, and I'll be seeing you